You have to think, well, am I more worried about stigma or losing my life?
After a series of high-profile suicides, how those with suicidal thoughts are finding help on the Suncoast and how you can recognize some of the signs. Plus, a push for heightened transparency where efforts to get body cameras for Northport police officers currently stand, and how Manatee County schools are reevaluating their school safety plans. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline have the night off. Our top story this hour, a sad week in news raising awareness for a difficult topic, suicide. Today, CNN announcing celebrity chef and longtime television personality Anthony Bourdain has died. He had committed suicide in his hotel room in France, where he was shooting an episode for the next season for Parts Unknown. Bourdain's suicide comes the same week fashion designer Kate Spade took her life in New York. She had been battling mental illness for years.
I always say we should think of this no differently than heart disease or cancer, but mental illness does not discriminate.
New numbers from the CDC show suicide is on the rise across the United States, a 25% increase in the last 2 decades, and last year alone, nearly 45,000 people took their own lives. Well, there are many resources here on the Suncoast to help people who may be having suicidal thoughts. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly is at a mental health community center in Sarasota to tell us how these resources have already helped save lives. Jackie?
Adam, this center behind me acts as a safe space for people with mental illnesses to come together and get support from professionals and people just like them. Earlier, I was able to talk with one of the members here, and they told me how this place has helped change their life.
I had suicidal thoughts. I mean, not to the point of doing them most of the time, but I actually had them like every day for 22 years.
Lori Wiest, who suffers from OCD, depression, and bipolar disorder, has been a member at mental health community centers for more than 2 decades. She says growing up, it was hard to find like-minded people who understood what she was going through. But that all changed after she decided to become a member.
You have this secret, sort of, and you know that here, if you tell the secret, or even if you don't say to other people what your secret, quote unquote, is, you know that you've got some kind of psychiatric diagnosis and that you'll be accepted for it.
Wiest isn't alone. One local licensed clinical social worker says she's seen an increase in patients.
It's been a very slow but steady increase in people receiving mental health diagnosis.
Kolskar says if you see a loved one moving away from their daily routine, it could be a sign that they're depressed or suicidal.
Staying in their room too much, not able to get up and go to work, appetite problems, maybe overeating, maybe not eating at all.
Although it may be difficult for some, Wiest says it's important if you're having suicidal thoughts to reach out to a professional, whether it be a suicide prevention hotline, a counselor, or a psychiatrist.
You have to think, well, am I more worried about stigma or losing my life, And you have to think, well, I want to live, so you have to get over that.
Now, we don't want to do stories like this without giving you the resources you need. One of the resources is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline number. Now, that number is at the bottom of your screen. It's 1-800-273-8255. Now, that number, along with other resources, can be found at our website at mysuncoast.com. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Jackie. An active shooter drill has led Manatee County Schools to reevaluate its school safety plans for the upcoming school year. Today, Sheriff Rick Wells and Manatee County School Board Chair Scott Hopes sat down to lay out a new plan. Because of the time crunch, the original plan for armed guardians will continue for elementary schools this coming school year. The sheriff will then spend the school year hiring enough school resource deputies to be in every school for the 2019-2020 school year. Wednesday's active shooter drill inspiring that change.
That was a demonstration of how important it is to have adequately trained armed law enforcement in these schools that can instantaneously react. They don't have to go to a checklist. They don't even have to think.
Funding will still need to be worked out with the district and county commission. Today, the two entities focused on what is best for the students and put funding aside. Meanwhile, in Manatee County, the sheriff is struggling to keep up with county growth. Rick Wells saying the county is outgrowing his department, and now his deputies are having problems keeping up with all of the crime. The biggest issue recently being car break-ins. So Sheriff Wells has asked the county commission to fund 18 new deputies.
I don't want to be reacting all the time. I want to be proactive. We can't do that. The deputies are handling over 1,000 calls a day. 368,000 plus calls last year. It's just too much.
Sheriff Wells says the new deputies would go in the Northport and east parts of the county because that's where the growth is. And as evidence of that growth in Manatee County, a new shopping complex will soon be opening up in Lakewood Ranch. Construction on the green at Lakewood Ranch underway at the corner of Lakewood Ranch Boulevard and State Road 70 in Manatee County.
If you look at the population increases over time in Manatee County, Lakewood Ranch and State Road 70 is the area where we've been booming the most as far as residences coming in.
The Earth Fare specialty grocer recently opened up there, and according to the Business Observer, a Tampa-based restaurant called So Fresh will soon open, along with Chipotle Mexican Grill, Starbucks, Verizon, Lavish Nails, Mattress, and more. Those businesses are expected to be open by early winter. Now let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan and our First Alert weather forecast. Bob.
Good evening, everyone. A beautiful one it is, too, here near the coast. Lakewood Ranch webcam. Speaking of Lakewood Ranch, showing just a few fair weather cumulus clouds this afternoon. And then we see some blow off from some of the tops of the big storms that are in the interior portions of our viewing area right now. And they are big, and they're pushing off away from the coast. And you can see this little rotation right here. This is an upper level low, which continues to just sit and spin there. It's weakening, and it's moving further away from us. So the impacts it may have on our weather over the weekend should be minimal. We will see the potential for some showers working their way around it again tomorrow morning. I think it'll be mainly to the north of us, though. You can see that rough weather blowing up across parts of northern portions of Hardee County and then spreading into Polk County. That has since cleared. And we had a little bit of light rain into northern portions of Anna Maria Island a couple hours ago. There is an outflow boundary. We will watch this. This isn't rain. This is just some cooler air that came from those big storms earlier, which is feeding off to the west. Sometimes you can get a brief shower out of that, but the rough weather by far along the east coast. I am not anticipating anything too significant near the coast for your evening activities. And again, here's that trough of low pressure in the jet stream. We'll talk more about that, and also a little peek at the tropics coming up in a few minutes. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. An update now on the ongoing push in Northport for police body cameras. This week, the Northport Police Department made a presentation to city commissioners who then voted unanimously to continue the research and testing of available systems. But that move will not be cheap. As it stands now, the recording system, software, and personnel could be upwards of $240,000 a year. The move to body cameras is something the Northport Police Department has been researching since 2016 to help increase transparency. And speaking of Northport Police, the city is taking another step in selecting the next leader of that police force. 4 finalists for police chief will be available for a meet and greet on June 11th in the commission chambers. The public is welcome to attend. These meetings will take place, as you can see right here on your screen, in the commission chambers in the Northport City Hall, located on City Hall Boulevard, and it will run from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Paranormal Circus just opened on the Suncoast, and apparently it is not for the faint of heart. Shows starting on Thursday to a sellout audience, and here is some of what you can expect. When you walk onto that property, you'll notice that big black tent, a hearse covered with skeletons, tombstones, and various other items associated with grave sites, all leading to more of the supernatural during the show. The owner and creator of the performance pointed out that this type of show would typically be seen on Broadway, and as for the audience reception, one viewer saying it was one of the best he's ever seen.
And the reaction of everybody was, in the end, a standing ovation. Everybody have stand up and applause like crazy for like over 8 minutes to all my guys. It was amazing reaction from the American audience.
It's a traveling show and it will only be here for 2 weeks. The last night of that show will be Sunday, June 17th, and the next stop will be just north of us in Gainesville. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, we'll show you how a new pedestrian bridge in Sarasota could be a key piece not only for safety, but a much larger recreational project. Plus, how the wildlife officials are cracking down to reduce the number of human-bear conflicts in the state.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
A new pedestrian bridge has popped up overnight on Laurel Road in Nokomis. Last night, FDOT installing the bridge beams of the overpass, closing Laurel Road at Bay Street to traffic overnight. ABC7's Taylor Torregano joins us live from that bridge with an update on its progress. Taylor.
Good evening, Adam. This pedestrian bridge you see behind me will soon be part of the 12.5-mile-long Legacy Trail. Now, construction started back in November, but now FDOT tells me they're at the point where they're placing the bridge beams and will soon be pouring the bridge deck.
That will be so freaking cool.
James Kim bikes the Legacy Trail with his friends up to 4 times a week. He's super excited about the possibility of the trail extending from Venice to downtown Sarasota.
I want that really badly. Please do that.
But the decision is up to him and all voters in Sarasota County. Back in March, the County Commission approved a referendum that will now go on the November ballot. If approved, the county will use $60 million in bonds that would be repaid with property taxes to extend the trail about 9 miles north to Payne Park. Currently, the trail runs from the historic train depot in Venice to Culver House Nature Park in South Sarasota. The newest addition is this $2 million pedestrian bridge in Nokomis that FDOT expects to finish in just a few months.
It's gonna be cool, but like as is right now, it's really annoying because the detour just got worse. You used to be able to cut around that way, but now it's like even longer this way.
The good thing is the construction isn't affecting nearby business.
Now there are a couple of neighboring businesses right here next to the pedestrian bridge on Laurel Road. Staff tell me they don't anticipate this new bridge having too much of an effect on sales, but they did add that they will miss that traffic light that stopped cars and encouraged them to come on in.
But in exchange, the bridge's purpose will be achieved, improving pedestrian and bicycle safety by eliminating this crossing.
Yeah, I'm excited about not having to worry about cars. I'm always anxious, crossing the street, not knowing what cars are going to do.
Now, FDOT tells me there will be more nighttime closures necessary in the near future. But when this bridge is done, supposedly by the fall, it will be 90 feet wide with a 12-foot wide multi-use pedestrian walkway. I'm live on Laurel Road. Taylor Torgano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Taylor. And in an effort to reduce the number of bear and human conflicts in the state, local governments have until August 1st, to apply for a grant. The Florida Wildlife Conservation Commission is making $500,000 in grants available for communities and businesses to bear-proof trash containers. FWC Bear Management Program Coordinator David Telesco says the goal is getting entire neighborhoods on board.
The Florida black bear is a conservation success story, but we are responsible for dealing with that success. And one of those things is living in a way that bears don't become used to us, don't become a public safety risk. We'll still see bears, but hopefully it says they're running through the neighborhood or running past us and not in a situation where they're so used to us they're relying on us for food.
Roughly 4,000 black bears are estimated to live in Florida, from the forests of southwest Florida through the Panhandle. But luckily not too many conflicts here in our area.
Right. Bears, alligators, been doing the stories in the news, but these are a little bit better story. This one of all the photos sent in of our sandhill cranes. They see them around golf courses all the time. I showed Norm's at the 5 o'clock show. Brian decided to send some in. That's a family right there. They usually have two offspring. And you see mom and dad right there kind of going through the lawn. And then here's one from Calusa Lakes, another family right there near Venice. Ray sending those in. Appreciate the photos. Keep them coming. Pics at mysuncoast.com. Casey Key webcam. Nice day for the beach. And you know what? It's going to stay that way too over the weekend. We're going to have some great beach weather. The only problem may be a little red tide. We'll get to that in a minute. We had some storms approaching right around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, but those faded away pretty much when they hit the coast. Here's that red tide report just came out from FWC at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The areas in orange are the ones of concern, but also even yellows are a little bit causing some irritation. Inglewood had a little higher activity just 2 days ago, but the areas are near Lido and near New Pass, also down south near Venice, stretching down toward, again, a little bit further off north of Inglewood. And you're getting medium concentrations. That's 100,000 to 1 million cells per liter, which can cause fish kills. And there had been some reported fish kills earlier near Inglewood, some irritation near the Venice Jetty, as well as on Siesta Key. There's been some reports of some irritation there near New Pass. So we'll keep an eye on that. Manatee County, not as many, but a few right there at the north end of Anna Maria Island. So here's the look at the radar picture. Most of the rain heavy, again, on the east coast, pushing in that direction. We had a few showers approaching, but those faded away as they got close to us, indicating a very stable air here right along the west coast of Florida. And you can see these little outflow boundaries really enhancing these storms over central Florida, where there's been a tremendous amount of lightning from Titusville all the way down to just southwest of Palm Bay. Look at this, 602 strikes just in the last 10 minutes, and positive strikes which have more amperage, 280. Luckily, we don't have any of that going on here right now. So if you have an evening plan for a walk on the beach, or even a little tennis, or possibly just going to a movie, it should be okay. Futurecast showing this area of low pressure kind of hanging out here. This is the same one that brought us the late night showers last night. I think it's far enough away tonight and not as strong that we're not going to see that. But tomorrow, a little sea breeze will develop, and along that sea breeze will be a few showers. Notice a little bit more to the north. and we'll get a few here. The rain chance very small. And then again on Sunday, looks to see similar conditions start to develop with a weak sea breeze and a few showers developing along it. They shouldn't be as intense as we saw over the past couple of days there into central Florida. Well, for us, the water vapor imagery continues to show this trough of low pressure. This low pressure area is not too worrisome as far as it developing to the surface right now and becoming a significant storm. High pressure is building in from the south, and eventually this high will get parked off the Carolina coast and bring us our typical afternoon and evening storms. Look at this Category 3 hurricane out in the Pacific right there. Aletta continues to head off toward the northwest there, but for us, we'll keep an eye on this area down south. Just a similar area where Alberto formed. In the GFS, the American model continues to show something spinning up and heading off toward, you guessed it, Louisiana. A long way off, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. It can move and actually intensify and maybe even fade away over the upcoming week. We'll watch it closely. We'll have a better idea on Monday if indeed the European starts to pick up on that. Temperatures 85 right now in Sarasota, 72 though. It's cooled in Orlando due to the heavy rainfall there. The Gulf water temperature now at 83 degrees, and temperatures near the coast are a little bit cooler than that. Currently, it's 85 degrees and north winds are at 8 miles an hour. Well, for boaters tomorrow, it looks good. Seas running 1 to 2 feet, basically less than 2 feet with a light chop out there. And the extended forecast shapes up like this. 20% only on Saturday. Nice beach weather on Sunday. Temperatures into the upper 80s all the way through the next 7 days. Rain chance at 40% for a few scattered showers and storms on Monday and Tuesday. And then again on Thursday and Friday. We'll again keep an eye on that possibility of a tropical system developing to our south. Adam?
All right, thank you, Bob. Still to come here on ABC 7, we'll give you a look at how you can save money on a classic summer activity.
Next week, the high-stakes historic summit. President Trump, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Will they give up their nuclear weapons? What will they demand in return? David Muir anchors from Singapore. Starting Sunday, World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore 2 hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC 7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now before it's too late.
Make us smile!
glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android. Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you.
Well, who likes free movies? The Sarasota Police Department will be hosting its Blue and You Movie Night tomorrow, Saturday, June 9th at the Sarasota Police Department. Educational booths will start at 7:30 p.m. and the family-friendly animated movie Deep will start at 8:30 p.m. And also $1 movies are about to start for Regal Cinemas in our area.
That's right. That's always a good thing too. $1 for some of the old movies to check those out. Not a bad. Despicable Me. That's it.
That is it. Or
Friday,
the Iron
folks.
Giants.
Friday.
Less syllables.
That's right.
World News Tonight starts.
I can get that.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.